What does it mean to awaken in these times? The end of 2025, we're moving into a brand new year. I have been observing awakening, or the people and consciousness and people in my world and my clients and people from afar and society over the last few years. And I've seen awakening, the idea of awakening, waking up, becoming more conscious, rapidly evolve. The tools that we have for awakening are rapidly becoming more accessible. Technology, social media is spreading the word of what it means to be spiritually awake. So it's becoming quite trendy to wake up, which means a lot of people then take on this spiritual identity, spiritual ego, rather than actually doing the work. But what I am seeing is a lot of people waking up in uncomfortable ways. Because does a true awakening happen from rainbows and sunshine? No. A true awakening happens when you're forced to face your unconscious fears, your deepest self, to get to know thyself. And often what we hide from our conscious mind is not the prettiest. So an awakening isn't a pretty journey. And I'm seeing more and more people be thrown into awakening. Even if it's just subtly at first, we're being asked to become more conscious of how we're living our lives, because humanity is at a tipping point. The planet is evolving. If humanity doesn't evolve with it, humanity will not survive. So we're at this tipping point of we're being asked to evolve into love, find the heart, come back to the truth, or we can stay in fear and we can evolve that way. But which life would you rather live? Would you rather live in a world with awakened souls who live from the heart, who live from love? Or would you rather live in a world of people who are living in fear, which is kind of where we are right now, okay? So we're being asked to evolve. The humanity, we're being asked to evolve as a population so that we can bring about new life, bring about new creation. The whole of consciousness evolving is not just affecting us, it's affecting, it's affected throughout multi-dimensional realities, lots of different planes of consciousness. So it's not just, we're not fully aware of it, but it's not just humanity that is being affected by our awakening. But not talking about the mass awakening right now, I'm talking about your own awakening, the personal awakening. What I am seeing is in the growth of practices like Kundalini activation, of which I've been a facilitator now for just over a year. I've been working with my own Kundalini energy since my Kundalini rising in about 4 or 5 years ago. And Kundalini is an evolutionary force. She is an evolutionary, transformative energy. And she is working towards, she is the bridge to higher consciousness. So as more people's Kundalini is rising, yes, we're going to see awakening on a mass level. And it kind of works in a resonance as well. So if I believe, and this is what I've seen, if somebody in a family starts to wake up, generally other people do the same. It might not all look the same. Everybody has a different journey. Everybody has a different path. And that's what we're seeing right now. People are deep in their own journeys. We have to face our own karma, our own consciousness, our own conditioning, so that we can evolve through that before we can kind of join the collective timeline, the collective mission. We have to go through our own missions. But as we're going through our own missions, we are helping the collective. We're supporting the evolution of consciousness. And Kundalini and the practices that we're seeing that kind of awaken Kundalini is, they're growing. I believe that Kundalini activation in a few years will probably be as popular as yoga is. Especially with the rate that, facilitators are being trained. And I have some opinions on that, but that's probably a video for another day. But if Kundalini activation or Kundalini has crossed your path, know that you're on a fast track to transformation. So you better buckle up and listen to what your intuition, your higher self is telling you, where she's guiding you to go. because that listen to love and expansion, not fear. Address the shadows, go inward. Most people in awakening get stuck at awareness. They get stuck at the awareness level. So they'll go to the thing, they'll see the thing about themselves, but they won't make the changes because they're too afraid to go into the darkness. But in the darkness is where shifts and change happens. You cannot change when you're only in the light. The point of awakening means coming back to light, coming back to consciousness. Consciousness is light, the unconscious is the dark. So we're bringing neither good nor bad. It's just the opposite ends of the spectrum. It's just the polarity. But we're bringing the unconscious into the light so that we can act from a new level of awareness. But most people get stuck at the kind of being aware of their patterns, aware of their suffering, but not able to do anything about it because they daren't face the darkness. They daren't sit in the darkness. I encourage you to sit in your darkness, to sit in the dark, because it's actually, if you can sit and surrender into it, this is why plant medicines are amazing, because they support you in sitting there when that's part of your journey. They support you in sitting there. And when you're able to sit in the darkness kind of morphs. It like transcends. You go into a liminal space, and that liminal space is the quantum field. It's the place of infinite potential. It's the place where everything is created. So when you're able to sit in the darkness, you're able to have rapid shifts. Those rapid shifts are really going to propel you forward in your awakening journey in the next few years. So to awaken in these times, it means to live your human reality with a new perspective, a higher level of consciousnness. We're still living the human life, but we're living it from a new lens. We're living it with different rules. We're living it with our own rules. We get to make the rules up. It's a game, but the controls of the game are inside your psyche. So it means living life with a new awareness that you are free, that you are abundant, that you are love in your truest form, and that you are a creator. And so if you were an awakened soul living from the heart, what would you create with your reality? That's what awakening means, at least in my perspective. It's what are you going to create? It is working with the universal laws, working with the cosmic energies, working with your higher self, your Kundalini energy, creating from nothing. And what do you want to create? And which direction are you going in? Are you moving towards the positive polarity of love, or are you moving towards the more negative polarity of fear? Like which kind of tipping point of the spectrum are you on? So it's a really exciting time. I think the next few years are going to be wild. I think we're going to be asked to really be discerning about who we trust in the spiritual space. You are your own teacher every single time. Do not put your full, trust in a guru. You're going to be asked to find your own teacher within your North Star, your compass, your direction. And it can be as simple as knowing your values. Are your values conditioned? Are they what were given to you, or are they your true values? That becomes your compass. So that kind of makes the foundations for the rules of your game of life, your treasure hunt, your journey. You will be asked to learn your lessons. You're going to be asked to face your fears, and some of those fears are going to be to create the life that you dream of, because you have to face the fear. Most people are afraid of the life that they dream of, which is why they don't have it, because the fear of what might happen when they achieve it is what's holding them back. So over the next few years, you're going to have to really face those fears. You're going to have to really learn to dream, learn how to access those infinite possibilities. You're going to have to stay grounded. As the world gets rocky, as your path, your awakening journey gets rocky, you're going to have to stay grounded. You need a grounded, devotional, spiritual, connective practice. And that doesn't mean that we're connecting with higher entities, although it can. It means that you're connecting with your soul, your essence, your heart. That is going to be your driving force forward. That is going to be your anchor point. If you want to learn more about how to create a devotional practice, Know Thyself, my incredibly priced, excellent, high value program is in the description below. It'll help you create a practice for your awakening journey, understand your awakening journey, create a higher vision for your life, know where you're going, understand about conscious creation. It is like the roadmap for your awakening journey. The awakening journey isn't up there, it's all in here. So yeah, the next few years are going to be wild because we're seeing mass awakening, and this year has been a year that so many people I have seen of letting go of old identities, whether they want to or not. And I know that in the coming years, as we really move forward in our reality, in our life, in this awakening journey, it's going to be, what we're going to see happen is, I don't know. I mean, there have been lots of predictions, but I'm not sure what's going to happen at the minute. All bets are off. So yeah, we're in exciting times. And yeah, I think there's going to be ways to go begin the awakening journey are becoming more and more accessible. We're going to see a lot of incredible things happen in the world. So yeah, I'm excited. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. I'd love to hear about your awakening journey. So please let me know in the comments how it's been for you, anything that stood out for you, if anything resonated from this video. And I hope that you have a beautiful week.